I'll tell you what, there will definitely not be any issues with people knowing that I'm next to them at this point. This sounds great. Oh yeah. Good and deep. Wow. I can't wait to put this thing on the dyno and see what she gets without a tune. From the bass to now and then after the tune, because we've got the block off plate in, we're not dumping air into the exhaust. That's right, peoples. And if I get in trouble, I can put the baffle in. Maybe it's just me, but I think I definitely feel just a little bit more. Because I actually felt the front wheel pick up off the ground a little bit. I'm definitely getting some droning in the helmet. It is loud, and I like it. If you guys were worried about any kind of vibration in the handlebars now, you don't have to worry about it because it's all in your ass. The rumble from the exhaust, yeah, it's directly under your butt now. Just because there's so much bass in this exhaust. Oh man, I can't wait to put this thing on the dyno and see what she turns up. I swear, she has definitely more pull to her. Yeah, she definitely has some more pickup. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but I can feel the front end lift up a lot more than before. Now I have to be really careful because we've been having torrential downpours for the past week. This is like the second day it hasn't rained, so I'm sure this road's about half washed out in places. And I need to get the tires warmed up. Sounds beautiful. Definitely need some tuning though. It won't be today, but in another day or two, I'll do a run with the baffle in just so you guys can tell how much of a difference there is with that. I don't really feel any dead spots outright, but I can definitely feel it pick up a lot more around 6,000 RPMs now. Used to, it was pretty linear across. It seems like once I hit 6,000, it's wanting to pull just a little bit more. But I really won't know until we put it on the dyno. And Freddie he's already, I don't know if he was as happy as I was or not that the exhaust came in. He messaged me right before noon, and it was just afternoon. I had it in the truck. Unfortunately, I had to finish working for the day. Just being a little cautious. Daggum divots, they're right in my line. Definitely got some popping on DSL off the upper RPM range now. A little bit, it's not too bad. Definitely loud though. It feels like my downshifts when I get back on the throttle are a little smoother. I definitely feel the front end pick up. That's nice. That is nice. Might have to let Freddie take his thing for a spin and see what he thinks, being that he's a pro. Not the best tires in the world on the bike. After we get this thing mapped out, oh, I heard from Pizzazz today, and they basically told me it will be the end of the year before they have anything for the 650s Z Ninja. They said they're going to do all the super bikes first, and they had some issues. They didn't say what it was. They said some pretty bad issues at their facility that they're recovering from. So I don't know if they had an accident or a fire, or hopefully nothing too awful bad. Hopefully they can get something in that bike, or get something made for this bike. Now I think what I'll do is take this road here and loop back around. It's kind of a crappy road. Just because there's a lot of gravel drives off of it, and they really don't maintain this one as much. It still is pretty curvy though. Joe home. Literally, if you were at Dill's Gap or the Dragon right now, we'd be speeding. I put out a little video a couple days ago about best places to ride in North Carolina, and that is probably the best place to ride in the country. But it is also one of the most dangerous, so you have to be super aware. And don't go through there after your first run, your second run, thinking, man, I got this. Because you never know when some jackass in a semi didn't pay attention to the sign, just like the one at the beginning of this road, and comes up through there and takes out 2 ditches, both lanes, and you come around a blind corner and get decapitated because he's all the way across the road. It happens. You can look up the accidents. It happens. So if you do visit Dill's Gap, please be careful. Go to enjoy yourself and ride the twisty roads. 30, 40 miles an hour, that's plenty fast enough on these mountain roads. Especially when, like this right here, look how, good Lord, there was like a 4-inch dip where it's cracked and sunk. That's what I meant by this road's not in the best shape. And there are a lot of other roads in the mountains here that are worse shape than this. Like the one going up to Grand Highlands through Hooper's Creek. It's terrible shape. I'm hoping they're going to repave it soon because that is a nice ride. The view is great. That's what I like to ride for. Big turkeys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check them out. We got them all over. I'm telling you, the little pasture near the house over there, there'll be 40 or 50 of them at any given moment. Yeah, man, this road's pretty rough. Those dips would flip you in a heartbeat if you hit them fast enough. They just dip down and back up so quick where the road's sunk in. Temperature's staying about normal. I mean, actually, I think stayed a little cooler, and it's right at 82, 83 degrees right now, so that's good. We're after the break-in. We've got all that done. We're, you know, letting a little bit more air flow through the engine. Don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I like it. And by this road, you'd think you're out in the middle of nowhere, and you're really not. All balance, ladies and gents, no feet. Oh yeah, that reminds me, and now since I pulled that ginormous exhaust off, we just dropped between 8 and 9 pounds off this bike. So not only did we add Yoshimura claims 6% horsepower, 3% torque gain, but we also shaved 8 to 9 pounds. That's better than going on a diet, ladies and gentlemen. It took me less than an hour to lose almost 10 pounds. Can't beat that. So it's double performance right there. And with me not really being that big of a guy, you know, I'm like 150. Yeah, that's great. That's like a 140-pound guy riding this bike now. This bike is either right at or just under 400 pounds curb weight now. Between the smog pump coming off, losing a pound or two there, 8 to 9 pounds with the exhaust, and the one that I got, I just went with the stainless with the carbon fiber tip. I didn't want the titanium or the full carbon. I don't know. The cost difference. And you're not gaining anything, and you're only losing like 1 more pound, and this is not a race bike. Not yet. Working on it. Yes, sir. More turkeys over there. That's the field where I said there would be like 40 or 50 at a time. There's a bunch of crows and a couple turkeys. Okay. And that, ladies and gents, is the Yoshimura Alpha exhaust. Like it, love it, subscribe, and join my tuning channel. Catch you late.